in time, a country that has challenged a lot of things, and then a country that has grown with democracy. So we have today the president of the Indian Institute of Chartered Accountants, Mr. Aniket. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
That's pretty good. Can you tell us a little bit about accountancy in India and how India is becoming a powerhouse in terms of accountancy?
Bonjour to all your viewers.
Thank
Namaste.
you.
And first of all, thank you very much for having me here in the Ivory Coast, in this beautiful city.
Okay.
It's been a pleasure for all of us from India to be a part of the delegation to attend the 7th edition of ACOA2023. And let me say, Abidjan and Ivory Coast, there is wonderful hospitality and we're having a great time. In terms of India, I'm happy to share that the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, whose president I am for this year, is today close to 400,000 chartered accountants and more than 700,000 students who are pursuing the course of chartered accountancy. So the total stakeholders is in excess of 1.1 million.
Wow.
And therefore we are largest in terms of the accounting profession in the world. And you rightly mentioned it is not just the ICAI, but India also has surpassed now China and become the largest country in the world in terms of population. And I think there is a huge similarity between Africa and India, because the population of Africa also is 1.4 billion, very similar to the size of India.
Yeah.
And a lot of common culture, common collaboration that we have between the two, the continent of Africa and of course India as a subcontinent by itself. About India's growth story, I can tell you that today it's marching ahead because of a lot of changes that have happened in terms of the digital transformation that the country has done. We have a unique opportunity of where every Indian today has a unique identification, where his fingerprints and iris is scanned. And each Indian, every adult in India has a unique identity which is digitally saved, that is used using mobile network to verify and authenticate users. So a lot of the government beneficial schemes, loans, other aspects, you cannot now have a fake name or a fake ID anymore. What has also happened is because of the revolution in internet and 5G technology being so widespread, almost every Indian has access to a smartphone and internet. So using the digital identity and of course using the internet, today what has been ensured is that almost all Indians have a bank account. And that has led to a tremendous change in the way the country and the economy has progressed. And of course, accountants have also progressed in this same sphere. So the democracy, the demographic dividend of being a young nation, very similar to Africa, and of course the data and the digital transformation, all Ds that I'm talking about, democracy, demography, data and digitalization, all these Ds have ensured that today India is well on its path of a growth which is unparalleled. We've already overtaken the United Kingdom in terms of the size of the economy. It is the 5th largest growing economy in the world, and very soon I would say you will see India in the top 3 economies of the world.
Wonderful. I mean, that's very impressive, the unique identifier for people. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, ACAI, has been the largest support of this Congress. When you heard about the Congress, you decided to support the Congress up to, I think, 80 to 85,000, and then it should be more than that, counting your FN and everything that you involve in coming here. Why is India today so much interested in Africa?
It's a wonderful question. And I think I spoke about this at the conference also. For us, Africa is a very important partner. And at the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, we don't compare, we don't compete, but we collaborate. And the idea of being here at the Africa Congress is to collaborate, because you have so many PAOs who are members of IFAC, who are members of PAFA, and ICI too as an observer on the PAFA board. And we feel it is very important that the accounting communities of India and entire Africa engage together. We have best practices to share with one another. And more importantly, when we spoke about the growth of the Indian economy, I think we have just started that growth phase in Africa. And as Africa looks to grow, have a sustainable economy for itself, the accountants will have a very important role to play. And I think it is imperative for us as ICAI that we help our friends in Africa. We provide them with whatever learnings we have in terms of the accounting profession, in terms of growth of the economy. We have a wonderful digital learning hub, which is an LMS solution for our members. And we are keen that how do we offer it to our friends in Africa, with accounting bodies with whom we have a mutual recognition or a MOU, so that we can collaborate more. Our members are already a huge part of the African economy. You can go to Central Africa, you go to West Africa, you go to South Africa. You have Indian chartered accountants who are CFOs, CEOs in so many companies. And I think therefore, looking at the old history of the two continents of Africa and the subcontinent of India, I think it was only natural for us to come and participate. And one more reason why we are here is because we last year hosted the World Congress of Accountants. And that World Congress saw participation from over 120 countries. We had 8,000 delegates, but the biggest delegation there was from Africa. We had in excess of 1,500 members from Africa. And I think it is an opportunity for us to come here and just say thank you. Thank you to all our members in Africa who came to India, who supported the World Congress and actually made it a truly global event.
We definitely need more closer relation between India and Africa. The topic for the Congress is on what is the role of an accountant or an auditor in transforming the economy or in helping the economy to develop. What is your opinion on that?
So let me give you from the experience that we have in India. We had a president of the country, a renowned scientist by the name of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And he, while he addressed chartered accountants, used a very important term. He said chartered accountants and auditors are partners in nation building. And that is one term that is stuck with the entire accounting community in India. We take that terminology very seriously. And I think it's not only our duty, but I would say it is also in our interest. Because only if the economy grows, only if the formal economy has a structure to it, they are within the tax net, where there are more people complying with the tax laws, there are more audits happening, there is more bank finance happening. That is when opportunities for chartered accountants also evolve. So I think it is not just for the interest of the nation, which should always be paramount and the nation always comes first, but it's also in our interest as accountants and auditors that we are deeply invested in the growth of the economy. And when the economy grows, it is not just auditors and practitioners who will grow, who are consulting SMEs, who are working on tax practice or doing audits. I think more importantly, when the economy grows, there will be digitalization. In India, we're already seeing invoices being digital in the form of e-invoices. All information of taxation is now online. And when digital makes a huge impact on the economy, the role of accountants and auditors grows even more. And they need more consultants to ensure how do these companies comply with this changing environment. So I think it's a very wonderful theme that you've kept for this ACOA. And I personally believe we are the biggest stakeholders after the government in ensuring a sustainable development and growth of the economy for all our nations.
Thank you so much. What will be your general comments on Côte d'Ivoire, and then what will be your final words to all the delegates who are coming from more than 75 countries here? What will be your final word to them?
To all my friends in Côte d'Ivoire, I would say thank you. Thank you very much for the wonderful hospitality that you've given us. It has been truly an excellent experience being in your midst over the Africa Congress of Accountants. We've interacted with so many African PAOs from all parts of Africa. You also had a global audience with the presence of IFAC. And I would only say that in ICI you will have always a well-wisher, a friend who's looking to collaborate with you, who's interested in your growth, who's interested to make sure that how accountants from India and accountants from Africa can work together in this very important goal that we have set for ourselves internationally of having a sustainable development. When the SDGs or the Sustainable Development Goals are being talked about, it's very imperative that accountants also collaborate to ensure that these Sustainable Development Goals are achieved. And I think it is in that direction we've been present in the Africa Congress. It's truly been a pleasure for us to be here. And I wish all the participants and all our friends from Africa all the very best.
Thank you very much. I was in India with Mr. Aniket. Mr. Aniket is the president of the ICAI, which is the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. He has talked about the importance of India being the most populous country in the world, but the most populous accountant in the world, 1.1 million potential accountants. And at the same time, he is sending a message of collaboration, a message of friendship to Africa. And they came with a very strong delegation with the president, the past immediate president, the vice president, and so many people they came for to thank Africa and then to open doors of opportunities. Maybe meet you in India with Africa or in Africa with India. Thank you.
Sous le haut patronage du vice-président de la République de Côte d'Ivoire, la présidence effective du Premier ministre, avec le soutien de la tutelle, le ministre de l'Économie et des Finances et la participation en personne de la présidente de l'IFAC, Madame Asma Resmouki, l'Ordre des experts comptables et la PAFA organisent du 15 au 18 mai 2023 à Abidjan-Sofitel Hôtel Ivoire la 7e édition du Congrès panafricain des professionnels comptables ACOA2023. Plus de 2000 participants en provenance de 65 pays du monde s'installeront en terre ivoirienne pour échanger sur la thématique transformation structurelle et croissance des économies africaines. Experts comptables, chercheurs en comptabilité, professionnels de la comptabilité et de l'audit, financiers, avocats, notaires, éditeurs de logiciels comptables, venez apporter votre contribution à la réflexion sur la transformation structurelle de nos économies. Inscrivez-vous dès maintenant sur www.acoa2023.org. Contact 01 61 40 40 40. Sous le haut patronage du vice-président de la République de Côte d'Ivoire, la présidence effective du Premier ministre, avec le soutien de la tutelle, le ministre de l'Économie et des Finances et la participation en personne de la présidente de l'IFAC, Madame Asma Resmouki, l'Ordre des experts comptables et la PAFA organisent.
A message from Mr. President Aniket on the Globe Act. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. To all my friends in Africa who were there in World Congress of Accountants last year, and for those who couldn't come physically, this year India is organizing GLOPAC, Global Professional Accountants Convention, which is going to be held on 24th, 25th and 26th of November in India, in my home state of Gujarat, in Gandhinagar. And I would like to invite all our friends, all the accountants in Africa, to come be a part of this wonderful conference, which is a unique opportunity for our global accountants to collaborate. It's a wonderful location. It's the land where Gandhi comes from, and it's where Gandhi was a deep relation with South Africa and the African continent. It is the state where we have the tallest statue in the world of Sardar Patel. So not just wonderful opportunity for you to network and upgrade your skills, but also a wonderful time that you can spend in India. So I invite all of you to GLOPAC, the Global Professional Accountants Convention. Thank you.
So you've heard it. You are all invited to GLOPAC, the Global Professional Accountant, and that will be at the hometown, at the city hometown of the president of the Indian Chartered Accountant Institute. In November, please live with them, go to their website, ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, to get all the information, and then I'll see you in November. Thank you.